YouTube is the best way to be making money online. But let's talk about how I exactly came to that conclusion. And I want to start out by talking about my brother Matt. And my brother Matt started his YouTube channel journey back when we were kids, and he was making money from YouTube when he was in high school. And the thing that I found most interesting about his YouTube career is the fact that he started making money on YouTube without even having to show his face. So this is a way that you can generate content and make money online. You could be making content about health or wealth or fitness, and you can generate all of this content completely faceless. And then another thing that I find interesting about YouTube and why I find it the best way to be making money online is the fact that you can generate multiple revenue streams. You could be making money from your YouTube channel itself and the ad revenue. You could get sponsored by somebody and promote somebody else's product, and you could do affiliate marketing and make money that way. You could also link your YouTube account to different social media platforms. You could create a blog that correlates with your YouTube channel and then make money through that blog. Or you could even sell a course on top of your YouTube channel. There are just so many different possibilities to make money with a YouTube channel, which is why I find it the best way to be making money online. And the fact that I have a brother that has shown to be successful on YouTube, it really showed me that, hey, making money on YouTube is not just a dream, it could be a reality. And I know when my brother first started out on YouTube, he said that he really didn't have a guidance, and it took a lot of trial and error before he was able to find a successful niche and build a successful YouTube channel. But the good news for you guys is there are a ton of different resources out there, and I want to be talking about some secrets that will help you grow a faceless YouTube channel. And a faceless YouTube channel is great because not everybody wants to have an online personality and show themselves in front of a camera, which I get it. And these channels can do just as well, maybe even better than if somebody's sitting down in front of a camera and talking. However, if you're going to be diving into the faceless YouTube world, you're going to need to have a good understanding of fair usage and copyright rules. And a lot of creators have found themselves stuck in this loop where they use copyrighted materials and then their videos get flagged and then they're not able to make money with YouTube because they can't become a part of YouTube's partner program. And when it comes to fair usage, there's often a gray area where people just aren't sure if it is fair usage or if they're copywriting something. But by adhering to these copyright rules and laws, faceless YouTubers are able to flourish and make money online. And as we dive further into this topic, I really want to get into how we can avoid these legal issues. But first I want to jump into something really important, and that is going to be a YouTube automation channel. But what exactly is a YouTube automation channel? Well, YouTube automation is going to be the process of streamlining your content, meaning you are basically doing less work than you have to do. And this approach to YouTube has become very popular because people want to pump out quality content, but also do it at a faster rate. Now, one aspect that I really want to mention that goes with YouTube automation is the topic of your channel. Now, the topic of your channel is going to matter a lot because this is going to be the target audience that you're trying to get your word out to. And different channels will have a higher CPM and a higher RPM, which is basically going to be how much money you are going to make per 1,000 views on your channel. So this is something that my brother taught me. He has a faceless channel in a different niche that has more subscribers than his main channel that he has right now that is called Make Money Matt. But although he got more views and more subscribers on this channel over here, he made more money on his main channel that has a little less subscribers and views. And I find this interesting because this all just revolves around the type of niche that your channel is going to be, and that determines how much money you are going to get out of a YouTube channel. And I just wanted to give you guys that little tidbit of information because that can be very helpful when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, because who doesn't want to make money with their YouTube channel? But going back to a YouTube automation channel, outsourcing your tasks can play a crucial role in the content creation process. Because this way, creators can delegate responsibilities, meaning they won't have to spend as much time on editing their videos if that's not what they want to do, or editing their thumbnails if they don't like editing stuff. But then once they start making money from their YouTube channel, they hand over these responsibilities that they don't want to do to different freelancers. So if you hate editing your videos, you could be like, hey, I'm gonna go on Fiverr or Upwork and find somebody to edit my videos for me. And then this will free up some valuable time for yourself, and it will give you more time to focus on the responsibilities that you do enjoy doing. And as the landscape of YouTube continuously evolves, the appeal of automating your YouTube channel can become more and more appealing. And this is also something that allows creators to stay on a more consistent schedule. And embracing YouTube automation can become a huge game changer because it can help you put out valuable content at a consistent rate and then also focus on tasks that you want to focus on. And this will make your content more genuine, in my opinion. Now let's talk about something that I mentioned a few minutes ago. I know, so long ago. That's like an ongoing joke that I've had on this channel, is just like ages and ages ago. I know it, I hope somebody has like caught on to the fact that I do that, but ages and ages ago, we talked about fair usage. And fair usage is going to be a rule that allows creators to use copyrighted materials within their videos. And as you can see, this is something that is pretty important, especially when it comes to running faceless YouTube channels, because you're not sitting down and creating your own content. You most likely are going to be using other people's content, like stock photos and stock videos. And this is significant for creators as it plays a role in what they can use within their content, and then it also ultimately leads up to the fact if you can make money on YouTube because you don't want to be copyrighted. And to qualify for fair use, you need to make sure that you are transformative with your content. And what I mean here is you're just adding value on top of other people's content. Say you're using a video of a dog, somebody else's dog, and you're talking about their dog. I don't know why you're talking about their dog, but you just are. And you're using it within your YouTube video. What you're gonna need to do here is you're gonna need to provide some type of maybe commentary or captions or a voiceover, which would be commentary, and I do this all the time. But you're gonna wanna make this work original and make it your own. And this is something that a lot of reaction channels are going to struggle with because they're always going to be using somebody else's content, but they don't want to get copyrighted. So this transformative nature is going to be essential when it comes to any type of YouTube channel, because most of the time we will be using other people's content and we will be showing different photos and videos to make our videos more engaging. However, a lot of different YouTubers are going to have misconceptions about fair usage. And they often believe that if you credit the original creator of something that you're using within your content, or just using a small portion of somebody else's work within your video, they automatically think that this is going to be fair usage. And this misunderstanding can lead to some huge challenges for creators out there. And the reality is fair usage is going to be a case-by-case determination. And it's gonna consider a lot of different factors rather than just somebody else's clip that you used within your video. Because it's gonna take into consideration, number one, the purpose of why you're using this content in your video. Number two, the nature of the original work, what are you using? And then also they're going to pay attention to the amount that you have used within your video. And with all of this being said, we can see that it's just going to be very important that creators are aware of this rule. Okay, now when it comes to fair usage, there are going to be a few different pillars that we need to keep in mind. And the first pillar is going to be the purpose and the character of the copyrighted work. And this aspect considers whether the content is educational or if it's for commercial use. And those that are adding new expressions or new meanings are usually going to adhere to these fair usage laws. For example, if somebody is reacting to a video and they're using somebody else's video within their content, if they're doing different critiques and they're adding different comments within this video, this is going to be more deemed to be fair usage because they're adding this value. Now, the second pillar is going to be the nature of the copyrighted work. And this factor examines whether the original work is factual or creative. Generally speaking, factual work is going to be more deemed as fair usage compared to creative works, and this could include things like music or art. And this distinction is crucial. Now, the third pillar focuses on how much of this copyrighted work you are putting in your video. If you sit down and you make a reaction video reacting to a movie and you put the whole movie in there and you're adding literally no commentary and it's just the movie itself, you're gonna get copyrighted. So creators need to carefully assess how much of somebody else's work they are putting within their videos. And next, the fourth pillar is going to deal with if the content you are creating diminishes the market value of the original content. So if you're reducing the market value of the original content, it is less likely going to be considered fair usage. And understanding these 4 different pillars is essential for creators because, again, it is going to determine if you can make money with your content or not. And I want to help you guys mitigate potential legal risks. I don't want anybody getting copyrighted, especially when you're putting hard work into your content. Imagine doing all this hard work and then you get copyrighted. That would not be fun, and then you don't earn money. You might actually lose money. Now, when you're taking content from different creators, it is essential to recognize the different risks associated to different types of content. Now, there are different types of content that I would consider high risks. And high risk sources will often include things like movies and music and different television shows, which is why a lot of content creators, and I keep mentioning them, but content creators that find themselves revolving their content around films and movies and music, these are the creators that are going to be more prone to copywriting. Because utilizing these different types of content without permission can be a very dangerous and slippery slope, because then it could lead to even legal action from the original creators. Because if I wanted to be copyrighted right now, I would just put a Taylor Swift song throughout the background of my whole video, and then I would get copyrighted. So no Taylor Swift music in your videos, guys. YouTube actually has a copyright-free library where they have a bunch of different copyrighted-free sound effects and music that you can use. So go over there. Don't screen record Taylor Swift's music from YouTube and put it in your videos. I wouldn't recommend it. Love her, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then on the other hand, there are going to be forms of content that are more low risk and safer to use. And we can do this by utilizing public domain works. And the advantage of using low risk sources is going to be the fact that you can be more creative with this content. And then you will mitigate the fear of you having to face these legal repercussions. And this will ultimately allow creators to focus on making engaging content, which is going to be very important. And then to further mitigate risks, you could also consider using different forms of content and diversifying where your content is coming from. You could be using a mix of high-risk and low-risk content sources. And doing this will not only make your content more engaging, but we will also avoid those copyright risks. And ultimately, understanding the risks associated with different forms of content, you are more likely to be able to navigate the copywriting world. Okay, copyright. We want to avoid it. And we know we can avoid it by understanding low risk and high risk content sources. But let's talk about further how we can really avoid it. One thing you could do is you could frame your content in an educational spotlight. And I say this because educational content and content that has an educational purpose is more likely to be favored under a copyright law. And another crucial strategy is going to be including commentary and your own value. You want to add some unique insights and unique jokes. Again, if you're making a channel that revolves around commentary, you want to add commentary. You don't want to sit there and make your viewers just watch this movie with you. Although some of them might find it fun, I don't know. But you want to transform content to make it more original. And this applies to any YouTube channel that is adding somebody else's clips and videos. And you might be noticing within my video, we're putting different clips and videos just to make my talking more engaging. But my content isn't revolving around these clips and videos that I'm showing in my video. It's revolving around what I'm saying and the script that I wrote. And transforming content can not only engage your viewers, but it can also get them to think more critically about what you're saying and about the topic that we're talking about. I like to think of using other people's content within our videos as just an add-on. It's something that is going to enhance our video, not completely make our video. And YouTube has AI detection systems that are going to see if your videos fall under this copyright law and if they're fair usage or not. So again, just varying the content type that you are using within your videos can be a good idea because then we can avoid YouTube's AI detection. Okay, by focusing on 3 different things, we are able to minimize the risk of getting copyrighted. Now, what are these 3 different things that we talked about today? Class, I'm going to turn my attention over to you and you are going to tell me. Okay, that's 1. Okay, that's 2. Okay, the third one's wrong. I don't know. I'm making a joke. Okay, anyways. But the first thing is going to be focusing on low-risk sources. You most likely won't want your content to revolve around these high-risk sources, especially if you're creating a faceless video and automating your YouTube channel. Second, adding personal commentary is going to be essential as well because, again, we want these stock photos and videos that we're using within our videos to enhance our videos, not make our videos. And third, diversifying your content types and where you are getting this content. And these different strategies can empower creators to create innovative content, but also effectively navigating the copyright world. And then also within this video, we've highlighted the 4 key pillars to avoid these copyright laws. And I really want to emphasize the fact that creators need to be aware of the purpose of their content in order to avoid getting copyrighted. And understanding fair usage is essential for creators because, again, it is just going to determine if you are able to make money with your YouTube channel or not. And by leveraging low-risk sources, adding your own personal commentary, and diversifying your content types, creators can minimize the risk of getting copyrighted. Now, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel even further, we talked about more so just the copyright laws in this video, but if you have any questions on how to get started with the YouTube channel, make sure to click on this video right here. It's my brother's video, and he talks about how to make money on YouTube without actually having to make videos, so make sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys there.